Lake Honk. Soon to be the new hub of all things villagery. Have you got a big nose and a large forehead? Yeah. Then you want to come down and reserve your space at Lake Honk. Lake Honk. New residential premises is being built. Said to be the place for trading. Giving each other stuff. Investors should get in quick and give me all their money. Greedy. Lake Honk. Hello, and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server with me, Zedaph. And if you could not tell by that very subtle introduction, we are going to be working on Lake Honk a little bit today, which is our brand new villager-based project just over here next to the Lake of Life. You can just see it just through there. This is another lake, which we might actually connect the Lake of Life and Lake Honk up together, because, yeah, they're pretty close. They're almost connected as it is. And I don't know why, I like basing things around a lake. However, you might have got a vibe from that intro as well that this isn't going to be just, you know, a regular farm. We're going to try and make this place a paradise. An absolute holiday destination for any budding thing with a nose, basically. Anything will want to be here, and we will try and make it as nice as possible. That is, until you go down below the surface of the lake, and then bad things start happening, and it becomes like a science lab where imprisonment thingy, where villagers are taken advantage of, and their trades, their goodwill trades, are completely and utterly used up like crazy. I think that'd be really nice to have the two different contrasting decorations. Nice kind of Hawaiian, lovely, beautiful resort, sun lounges and umbrellas and little tiki bars and things like that all the way around the lake up the top here. But then secretly underneath, you've got the cold, dark, well, maybe not dark, but the cold laboratory-like ingredients? What am I trying to say? The cold lab kind of style architecture. And that is where we do all the villager trading. We have got a little bit of a villager breeder thingy over here, which Tango helped us to build. Again, I've looked in the wrong place. I always go down the wrong stairs. Hopefully, will we have more than one? I hear a zombie. That's not good. Oh, no, there's a zombie in the farm, isn't there? Hello, just you still. You're still alone. We need to AFK over here, but hopefully doing some work over here today will let these guys breed. The guys that are just up here. Let's go and have a look at them. An unstared villager never breeds. So goes the saying, or something. Can we see in there nice and easily? Hello, all of you in there. Are you enjoying each other's company? Can you make some babies, please? Hopefully you can. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and get a brand new breeder here eventually one day. This is all temporary. And I think we're going to be using UnaryBit's design that I've used previously as well. So we're going to be looking into that. We also need to come up with some kind of trading station and some disposal of some rubbishy villagers, as well as allowing some of them to roam free up the top here without being zombieable. Because zombies are just going to be able to walk straight into here from any angle, and we need to somehow, hopefully subtly, add some kind of wall. Because we don't want this place to look like a prison. Not from the surface of the lake, anyway. We want it to look like a prison underneath. So we're going to have to try and keep the villagers in and keep the zombies out without it looking too blatant. So I see pig butt. I see pig butt way up on that tree in the distance. It's very, very far away, but I see it nonetheless. So let me get a few bits and bobs together and we can begin working on Lake Honk. So I think the first thing to do to get this place ready is to do a little bit of de-treeing just around the edges of the lake itself, so that we've actually got a bit of room to build various buildings and stuff, as well as kind of just shaping the lake. Like there was a big little prong of water here that I did not like. I was like, no, go away. So I filled it in. I think there's a few creeper blasts around here as well, and like this, look, this for instance. What is this? This does not look normal. It looks very, very strange, so we're going to get rid of it, smooth things out a little bit, and just kind of provide ourselves with a nice canvas to carry on working with before we even get any villagers in or anything like that. Obviously, all of this will look a lot nicer once we go over it again a little bit later on. But until then, until I actually know what I'm building, just a nice blank, flat canvas would be very much appreciated. So, as you can see, this is a before picture of what the lake looked like before I even got my hands on it. And then this is what it looks like now. A little bit tidier, a little bit neater, a little bit of that blank canvasy kind of thing that we were looking for. But the next step is to actually talk about positioning of things. So I think I want to try and have my villager breeder slap bang in the middle of the lake, but deep down underground, so that you should be able to look down and see it underground there. I think that would look pretty cool. Or rather, underwater, that's what I mean, not underground. And I have got a very scientific method of finding out where the center part of this lake actually is. And it involves us flying very high up in the air, like so. Fly, 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 flap, 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 flap. And then we look down and we just roughly guess. Just here, perfect. That's the center of the lake. So I'm going to get adding a little barrier so that we can actually work in the dry. And then we can see maybe how deep the villager breeder is going to be. UnaryBit's design, the same one I used in my single-player world many, many years ago now. But it still works just as good. Very simple in concept, but a little bit finicky in actually practice getting the villagers in place because they don't do what you want them to do. But I will very, very quickly just kind of gloss over the mini steps of how to build this thing, just in case you wanted to follow along as well. Well, I had to move over a little bit just so that we fit into one chunk. Hey there, what are you doing? Go away. Yeah, two of you. Stop sizzling in the water. Because we want this whole breeder thing to fit into one chunk. If you press F3 and G, you get this lovely little chunk view, which will look crazy when you look up in the sky. And as you can see, this entire thing here is built inside one chunk, which means we're not going to have any issues with any kind of, one chunk being loaded and the other chunk not. So make sure if you're building along that you want to show the chunk borders and make sure it's inside of one chunk. You could also just use F3 and make sure the numbers work out, but I think F3G is a little bit simpler. So the next stage is to fill one of these 4 compartments with villagers. We're going to pick this one right here. You can kind of see there's going to be 8 villagers in this cell, and there's going to be 1, 2 that side, 1, 2 that side, 1, 2 that side, and a 1, 2 that side. I'm going to be a villager. They're going to fit down like here. As you can see, as I move around, I can't actually leave this kind of tiny little area between all these fences. I'm stood on that fence, but I can't go this way because that one's there. I can't cross over into the next stage because this slab is stopping me, and I'm very overweight. So, yeah, each side holds 2 villagers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How am I going to leave? I'm going to have to end the pull out. Okay, I didn't think that through. And like that, so we can have 8 villagers around that fence post, and eventually we'll have 8 around that one, 8 around this one, 8 around that one, and we can, make them breed like that. Works very, very well. We get a lot of villagers out of this. Like I say, UnaryBit's design, make sure you go over to his channel and say something nice. Go on one of his videos and comment something. Say, Zedaph told me to say, thank you. Well, I was going to say some random word then, but I just realised I don't want you to go over and spam UnaryBit's channel with stupid comments. Say something pleasant that would make a gentleman smile or a villager unhappy. So that's what we need to do. I've got all these villagers breeding over in this temporary one. I need to bring 8 of them over, if we even have 8, and fill them up around here one at a time. I'm going to bring one over at a time, and hopefully we can get them in there without too much fuss and bother, which those pesky villagers like to create. Why, hello there, Mr. Carrot Villager. You're doing a very, very good job picking all these carrots and throwing them to that other villager, which then I collect sneakily and keep all the benefits of. You are very good. You, however, Mr. Potato Villager, which seems to have disappeared, which recently I saw had turned into a zombie and now has disappeared forever for good. You, however, are a terrible farmer, and you should be gotten rid of out of the farming community if that's you were part of such a group. Okay, I'm calm. Right, anyway, what that was, my potato villager, I noticed earlier on that there was a zombie in there instead of a villager, and it wasn't even a zombie villager, it was just a regular zombie, so I reckon a normal zombie spawned in there on a dark spot somehow and murdered him, so we've probably got to add some more lighting in there to stop that happening. But moving on, we will get to replacing him when we have a flow of villagers. Honking, lots of honking. This is where our breeder is. I showed you it a minute ago. It's just up and over there. Hopefully, I haven't got a cart with me. That would be very helpful. We should be able to start bringing some of these guys over and putting them into the new breeder. If we grab one, hopefully this works flawlessly without any problems whatsoever. It's already not worked because it's meant to pick one of them up. Okay, brilliant. What if I roll the cart down into there? Will it pick one up then? Pick one up, please! I thought you meant to pick one up through the blocks. Oh no, problems already. Right, this should definitely work. Please, 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 this might hurt your head a little bit in there. Wait! Why do they not want to be picked up? What am I doing wrong? Aha! Okay, yes. Hello, you. I knew it would hurt your head a little bit, but that's fine. That's your own fault for being difficult. Up we go to the breeder. I'm trying not to take any chances at all, so I've blocked up all of the other areas. Even these glass bits here, the 3 are stopping him from going in any of those 3 slots. This is the slot we want to put 2 of them in. And we're going to do it in a certain order as well. We're going to put 2 in this side, 2 in the opposite side, and then we're going to put 1 in one of these sides, 2, and then fill in the gap the other one. So remember, 2, opposite 2. Pick one of the sides, you put 1 in. Pick the other side, you put 2 in, and then you go back to the final side and you put 1 in again. I think that is the best way. That is what UnaryBit recommended to me to do. So in fact, I'm going to make this even better for myself and put a little bit of a blockage up there because we're going to want to push him against that way. This guy's going to run riot. I can feel it. Okay, no. You like going into the hole there. Okay, almost. Very close. He stood on the fence gate, so if we just nudge him, if we fall down there, boom. There we go. He is in there. That is number 1. Sorted. We're going to want another guy right next to him there. Stop nodding at me. I'm doing it now as well. It's like it's contagious. The nodding is... Help! Help! I apologise. It seems working with villagers makes you a little bit crazy. Looks like we have got another green guy, another nitwit. Are you going to play as nicely? Oh, you like to jump out over there, don't you? Don't you, Mr. Kangaroo, try and fool me. Okay, let's push you really hard. Yeah, you went straight in, and you want to make sure that they have not fallen into the same space either, because I don't think they know how to move around. They don't know how to walk, so if they are not separated, as you can see, those 2 guys have decided to merge into one big rectangular-headed villager. In fact, I kind of feel a little bit awkward looking at what they're doing now. I'm going to walk away. So now we want to get 2 more villagers in the opposite sides as well. So in fact, I'm going to pre-prepare my walls so that is easier to do. We're going to block in this side. We're going to unveil this side. Hey, give me my glass back. They're still doing it. Ugh. Snowballs. Or, well, we're not actually sure if they do or not, but snowballs are the best thing to make sure... they're both doing it now. Can you stop face merging, please? Snowballs are the best thing to just go boop, doop, like that, and just give them a little hit just to make sure they're not in the same space. As soon as they get a hit like that, they'll kind of push each other to the very edges, which it looks like that's what they're all doing. So they should all be fine, but even though it looks like they're taking damage, they're not. Plus, it's also quite fun just to keep going, ha 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 ha, take weird snowballs to the face. So that is those two. Now we need to pick one of the sides and put a single villager in. Then we put 2 in the other side and then finish off the final side again. It's going to get nighttime soon. You've got to make sure while you're doing all this that it's not going to turn dark and that the zombies are not going to come and eat them. I've already had very bad luck with that today. So I'm just going to carry on one by one, filling this thing up with the villagers that we need. So just to show you, you can see that one I just pushed in, he fell in the same spot as the other one. That's why their heads are now intertwined and making geometrical craziness. If you give him a little whack, it doesn't work. No, give him a whack from a different direction. Aha! There you go. You can see that they just sort of pushed each other and spread out. That is now fixed. And you can start to see a pretty amazing pattern of beautiful tops of heads. So now we've just got to put the final one back in this side. We block that side up, get this side back open again, and we're ready to put our final villager in. Not you, though, you naughty little baby. He escaped, and I managed to catch him because he was running along the tracks, and I quick-witted, I went with a minecart and trapped him. So he's just going to kind of wait over here until he's older, and then he can go in the breeder too. I know you're very eager. Yes, just stop making me nod as well. Oh, it's so catching. There we go, a piece of modern art. I call it Octonose. It's very contemporary, yet I don't know what the word contemporary means. Let's get out of the stupid FOV. You can see all 8 of them are in there now, and none of them are fighting for space. They've all got the correct positioning, so I'm just going to cover that up for now because we don't want any zombies to get in. And how do I leave? I might even go round and block up down here as well, because if a baby zombie manages to get in here and falls down, he might be able to nibble their toes under there. Like, if I was to get in over here like that, I can certainly nibble their toes. Maybe a little baby zombie village... zombie. I've been villagers too much there. They're really getting into my head today. They would probably be able to eat them. So this is just a safety measure. I've run out of nice pretty blocks. Let's use some ugly ones. Just to make sure that nothing bad is going to happen whilst we get the separate, what I call a satellite villager in place, that is going to make these guys happy to breed, and hopefully then we can use these guys to breed more guys to then fill the other 3 slots. So we've got 8 in there. We're going to have 32 total. We need 24 more just to... Have I done the maths right for that? I think so. Just to fill up the rest of that. I might even carry on using this one. We've still got a fair few left in the hole. I'm not sure how many. Probably not another 24. That's for sure. So, someone left the door open. Someone. I take no blame. How many have we got? Yeah, look, there's a bunch down there still. So I'll take the time to continue putting those guys into the new breeder one by one. And we also need to create that little standalone guy who I think is going to be down below. Basically, the little guy down there, he will have like 6 doors with him. And he will generate a sphere around him of around 64 block diameter. So a 32 block radius in every direction around him. So long as the breeder is within that sphere, then it's all good. That's kind of the basic idea. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to get doing in between episodes. But now I want to quickly turn my attention to how are we going to secure this place? Now, I feel like I know 3 ways that might work. If you have any more, then obviously let me know down in the comments. Go away, sand. Why are you here? This is the kind of thing I was cleaning up. Just random sand out in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't make any sense. So the first thing we can do is have a mountain. If we make it so that the mountain is 2 blocks tall, like so, obviously then the villagers cannot escape. And as long as on the other side of the mountain we make it 2 blocks tall all the way around, that means that zombies... What is this chicken? What is happening with being distracted today? This chicken's just eaten a tree. Okay, well, good job you pooped an egg. Yeah, as long as we make the other side of the cliff also 2 high walls, then no zombies can get in either. Obviously, then making sure everything is nicely lit up inside. Oh, everything. The other thing I thought we could do is a tree wall. So if we have a very densely populated area of trees... just pretend I'm holding stumps right now. Say, this was a tree, this was a tree, that was a tree, that was a tree, and I've run out of trees. That was a tree. It would kind of just look like a lot of wooden, loggy tree areas all built up. But we're also kind of trying to make the surface of this lake a little bit like a vacation lake. I don't know, a vacation lake. Do they exist? So maybe an oak tree isn't the best thing. Maybe we want to have more kind of like palm-looking tree type things around, or some other nice... it's getting dark, isn't it? I'm going to die any second now. And the final way I thought we could very easily block off the edges of the lake is with buildings. Actually, we're having nice little holiday resort in building places where the villagers can run around and do stuff. Go inside them, leave them, that kind of stuff. And yeah, between those 3 things, a mixture of all 3, I reckon we could do a pretty good job of securing this area. And as long as we keep that middle part where the laboratory underneath the lake, as long as we keep that really, really safe and no zombies can get in there, if the villagers around the lake were to have a little bit of a zombie apocalypse accident, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because we could just kind of use it as practice killing zombies, and then we could breed a whole load more. That skeleton just had a bad day. I don't know if you saw him poof in the corner of the screen there. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to do. We've got a lovely access area here to the sea, so I kind of want to preserve this. And actually, this did connect up, or nearly connect up beforehand. I kind of want to do that again and have it as a nice... water-based entrance to and from the lake. I don't know how we'd protect that. It's going to be a little bit tougher, but we're also on a bit of a peninsula here as well, so maybe we just kind of light everything up on the peninsula and make it completely safe that way. Like I said, it's not the end of the world if the villagers up here were to maybe turn a little bit into a zombie, just a little bit. It's really not too much of a problem. So, yeah, we can afford... Hello. What is this I've just found? I found an underground cave, which is where you don't get an overground cave, do you? That would just be strange. Ooh, I wonder if this is usable for us, for our own uses. Ah, there's a monster in it. Okay. Well, let's kill the monster. Oh, look. There's a whole amazing, beautiful thing down here. Is there any diamonds? Not that I can see directly, but maybe we make use of this. Maybe the laboratory kind of weaves, like, around and through this ravine, and we preserve the ravine. I can't say any of those words. I think that would look pretty cool. Okay, very, very nice that we found this. Now I'm going to just spend about an hour getting back out. So Lake Honk is slowly but surely becoming a really cool holiday destination for anything with a nose. So if you know somebody with a nose, please do refer them to come and stay over at Lake Honk. I promise they will only be imprisoned a little bit. But unfortunately, that is the end of today's episode. Thank you very, very much for watching, and thank you, as always, for liking, commenting, subscribing, whatever you did to help this episode out. It is very much appreciated, and a massive, great, big thank you to these wonderful people on the screen right now. Each and every one of those people have helped to make this episode possible by supporting the channel. I love you all. You're awesome. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next episode of Zedaphplays on the Hermitcraft server. Goodbye.